now that we've talked about the routine, we're actually going to ask you to ditch it. So that doesn't mean you're not meeting your dog's needs. You're still going to be feeding, walking, interacting with them, doing everything your dog needs every single day. We just don't want it strictly set times that these things happen. You don't want to be getting up at the exact same time every day. Obviously, when you're working, that is something that does happen, but you want to try and make sure that the next part of your day isn't always the same. So when your dog's old enough, not in puppy stage where they're needing to go out immediately, you would maybe go and put your kettle on and then go and get your dog if they're sleeping away from you. If they're sleeping with you, you could actually ask them to stay settled. If you've done things like your mat work and stuff like that, they don't come with you out of the room. So they stay in bed, you get up, you do your stuff, then you go and take them and you go and do your day together. You want to make sure that it's not guessable. You don't want your dog anticipating what's coming next. So if you get up at the same time every day and then, for example, the clocks change, your dog's still getting up at that time, even though the clocks have changed and your schedule's changed. If you don't have that set time, your dog doesn't know when they're getting up, so they'll stay until you're up or until they need to get out, and they'll be kind of initiating getting up because they need to get out. So you don't want it completely set that every single time that your alarm goes off, you're getting up. You might actually have an alarm go off, you snooze it so that that alarm going off isn't a signal that you're getting up. It might be a signal for your dog to come up onto your bed if they don't sleep on bed with you and they'll have a wee snuggle. That's totally fine as long as it's not a signal of going absolutely wild, let's go, we're going downstairs, we're going out, we're getting breakfast. You want to make sure that they can't anticipate what's coming next. So the reason that we're saying to ditch the routine is so that you can keep calmness in your dog's day easier. If they have things that make them excited, for example, you'll see a lot of people that pick up the lead and the dog's bouncing off the walls because this means going out. That's making them excited before the walk's even started, and it's putting you back before you've even gone outside to start working on any training or whatever it is that you're wanting to go and do. So a thing to do, so you're ditching the routine. So the routine of a lead is you pick it up, you put it on, you go out, you would just pick it up, hold it in your hand, sit down, watch TV, take it with you to make your coffee, your teas, whatever it is you're doing. Just literally carry it around with you so that this doesn't always mean you're going outside. The same happens with your keys. If you're lifting your keys up, you're usually lifting them and going straight away. So this is more so for dogs that you're leaving at home. This can actually get them stressed out. So you're picking them up and then you maybe go, oh, I forgot whatever it is you're going back for, and they're already stressing out. Obviously, if they're stressing out being left, that's a completely different matter, but this is something that helps you notice if that's happening and you can stop the routine of this being part of it. So pick your keys up, put them in your pocket, walk about, pop them down, pick them up later in the day, walk about. You can just have them on you and just be playing with them. Just making sure that these don't actually mean that you're leaving. They're just keys. They don't mean that you're going. They don't have any cue to them because you don't actually use them in a routine. So when we're talking about ditching the routine, it doesn't actually just mean your day routine. It can be the routine of an item. The other things that you'll see is like your doorbell going. You want to your doorbell going, you just sit. You don't get up and run about to get the door. The doorbell goes and you just continue reading the paper, and your dog, if you've already got that routine established with your dog and you're breaking it, they'll be like going wild, barking at you. They'll probably jumping up at you like the door's going, you're not moving, but you want to be making it that doesn't mean anything. I'll just go to the door, and it means like you can eventually get to the point that the door goes and you can calmly get up and go and get the whatever it is that you're needing to do at the door. You can as well put things on if you're having that issue and there's a routine already established. Put a little note on your door and just say that that's what you're doing. So you'll take a wee bit longer to get to the door. You're going to want your dog to be a bit calmer before you actually go to the door. So just make sure if you're already seeing that these things are happening, write them down because you will forget them until they happen again. So if you know that that's already happening, write down things that you need to work on. So lead, keys, putting shoes on, putting jackets on, anything that gets your dog really excited thinking that they're going outside or that they're getting fed or you're getting up and going somewhere. Some dogs, it's even the car. They get super excited because the car always means we go to the park or we go to daycare or somewhere that they love. But then on the flip side of that, sometimes dogs don't go out in the car unless they're going to the vet. And sometimes you'll see a dog that's super nervous going in the car, and it's because they find the experience of going to the vet a negative experience for them. There's not much you can do on that with, like, sometimes it's an emergency and they have to go and you can't work on it. You can't make it a nice gradual that they're going to the vet. That's something that you can counteract by making sure that car journeys are, you can just go a wee short car journey, they go into the car, they get some food, they come out the car doesn't actually have to go anywhere, it's just the going into the car part. So just look at your routines of objects, things that you're doing, Your day, make sure that your day is not always strict. So not the same meal time, not the same walking time. You can go like lots of things you'll see that happen with you and your dog through the day. Just try and make sure that they're not always set in stone. You want your dog to be flexible so that when you have a week off work, you don't have to get up at 6 a.m, because your dog doesn't care what time it is. They'll get up when you get up. That's the kind of lifestyle that you're looking to have with your dog. And not having a routine lets them be really flexible, and it helps massively with keeping them calm through the day, because there'll be loads of things that your dog's getting excited over or hyperactive, and they're just nervous, like they're just already anxious about something that they think's happening, because it always happens at that situation. So things like if they're nervous of somebody coming to your house, if you're already, the door's gone and you're going to the door, if your dog's nervous of that, they're already nervous before you're even at the door. They're nervous of the sound, they're nervous of you going to the door. So you just want to make sure that's just not a routine. They don't know what that means. So you want the door to go and your dog to be like, something happened there. You don't want it to be the door goes and they go wild because it means somebody's there, either because they're super excited by it or they're nervous of it. Just make sure it isn't a thing. It's just the door goes, we might go to the door, we might not. That's the way you want to work it. And you can set that up and get somebody to help you. Obviously that sounds a bit ridiculous that you wouldn't answer your door. Obviously when it's somebody at your door and you need to answer it, you answer it, but you set up training where, like with your leads and your keys, the door goes and you just sit there, you don't move, and somebody can do that with you. So just make sure that you set that aside, and actually that's on your list of a routine. So you've got your lead, your keys, shoes going on, jackets going on, picking up bags, just whatever it is that you do subconsciously that your dog's going. That means they're going, they're leaving, we're going to the park, we're going to the vets, whatever it is, just break the routine, have it all separate out so you're not going, putting the lead on, going straight out, the lead goes on. You can even put the lead on your dog and just let them go about the house with it on, and they'll be like, oh, we're not going out, okay. And then eventually they'll settle down. You would let them settle and then you would take the lead off and do that again lots of different times. So the lead should be doing lots of different things as opposed to just goes on, we go out. Your keys should be getting lifted up and just going about the house with you, back down, just completely random so that they can't guess what's coming next.